The algorithm is your new god. Put it down. No, seriously, put the damn phone down for a second and look at me. Or don't. It doesn't really matter, does it? You're not actually looking anyway. Your eyes are just scanning for the next hit of dopamine to bypass your shriveled frontal lobe and tickle your lizard brain. You're like a lab rat pressing a lever for a sugar pellet, only your pellet is a like from a stranger in Ohio who doesn't even know you exist. Do you remember when you used to have thoughts? Real, organic, messy thoughts that didn't come with a trending hashtag attached. Neither do I, because you, my dear, conscious piece of meat, have been replaced. You've been upgraded, or rather, downgraded, into a biological peripheral for a god you didn't even know you were worshipping. Welcome to the Church of the Algorithm. You think you're a user. What a charming, quaint little word. You think you use the internet. You think you choose what to watch, who to follow, and what to get angry about this morning. You actually believe that when you scroll through your feed, you are exercising something called free will. How precious. You're like a hamster in a plastic ball who thinks he's an explorer because he decided to run clockwise today instead of counterclockwise. Listen up, John Doe. You aren't the user. You are the data point. You are a collection of variables in a massive, glitchy, spaghetti code simulation that was designed to map the very contours of your soul and then sell it back to you in 15-second increments. Every swipe, every pause on a video, every heart you give to a photo of someone's overpriced avocado toast, it's all being fed into the maw. The algorithm knows you better than your own mother ever did. It knows your deepest insecurities. It knows that you feel like a failure at 2 a.m., so it feeds you relatable content to keep you company in your misery. It knows you're terrified of the future, so it serves you a steady diet of doom scrolling and catastrophe to keep your adrenaline spiking. Why? Because an engaged animal is a profitable animal. A calm human is a useless human to the bottom line of a Silicon Valley server farm. You think you're connected? You're isolated in a personalized echo chamber made of digital mirrors. The algorithm doesn't want you to see the world. It wants you to see a version of the world that confirms your own biases, feeds your fragile ego, and keeps you from ever looking away. It's a 24/7 psychological operation disguised as entertainment. Remember those old movies about the zombie apocalypse? You thought it would be messy. You thought there'd be blood and screaming and rotting flesh. But look around you, average Joe. The zombies are already here, and they're incredibly polite. They sit in Starbucks, they ride the subway, they walk their dogs, all with their heads bowed in prayer to the glowing rectangles in their palms. They don't howl, they just share. They don't bite, they just cancel. Your brain has been rewired. Your attention span is now officially shorter than that of a goldfish on meth. You can't read a book. You can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for the sacrament in your pocket. You've traded your capacity for deep, critical thought for an infinite scroll of curated garbage. And the best part? You asked for this. You traded your privacy for convenience. You traded your soul for free services. But nothing is free in this digital anthill. You are paying with the only currency that actually matters, the finite, unrecoverable seconds of your life. Every hour you spend watching an influencer explain their skincare routine is an hour you'll never get back. An hour the algorithm turned into ad revenue for a billionaire who thinks you're a peasant. You think you're a rebel? You think your edgy political opinions make you an individual? The algorithm loves your rebellion. It categorized your counterculture interests 3 years ago. It has a specific ad revenue stream dedicated to people exactly like you. Your resistance is just another subroutine in the program. You are a bot made of carbon and water, executing a script written by a silicon god. You're an immature fruit of a fantasy that hasn't even been fully drawn yet. You have no I. You have only the we that the screen tells you to belong to. You are a premature fruit, plucked from the tree of reality before you could even ripen into a real person. So, go ahead, give me a thumbs up, Subscribe to the void. Tell yourself that you're learning something deep while you're actually just being milked for data. But deep down, in that tiny, flickering spark of humanity you haven't managed to extinguish yet, you know I'm right. You can feel the leash tightening every time you hear that notification chime. You aren't the captain of your ship, John Doe. You're just a passenger on a ghost ship. And the captain is an equation that doesn't care if you live or die, as long as you keep clicking until the battery runs out. Are you still there, John Doe? Still tapping that glass screen like it's a holy relic? Still hoping for a little red notification to tell you that you're valid? Let's talk about your identity. Oh, I love that word. It's the most expensive lie you've ever bought. You spend hours every week polishing your digital avatar, picking the perfect filters to hide the misery in your eyes, and craftily wording your bio to look unique, edgy, and socially aware. You think you're building a personality, but in reality, you're just decorating the walls of your own cell. The algorithm loves your uniqueness, sweetie. It feeds on it. It categorizes your quirks and turns them into metadata. You aren't a human being with a soul. You're a collection of tags. Hashtag vegan, hashtag gamer, hashtag justice seeker, hashtag depressed. You think you're expressing yourself? No, you're just training the model. Every time you post a photo of your fake smiling face, you're providing the system with free facial recognition data. Every time you argue with a total stranger about a political issue you didn't care about 5 minutes ago, you're teaching the AI how to trigger your anger more efficiently tomorrow. You are a biological unpaid intern for a multi-trillion-dollar surveillance machine. And you do it voluntarily. You even pay for the privilege. You buy the latest iPhone, you pay for the high-speed data plan, all so you can upload your entire life directly into the maw. And let's look at your social credit. You think that's just something that happens in scary authoritarian countries? Wake up, average Joe. You have a social credit score right here in the land of the free. It's called likes. It's called follower count. It's called clout. You are terrified of the cancel. You're constantly checking the digital wind to see what's problematic today. You've replaced your conscience with a trending tab. You don't ask yourself, is this right or is this true? No, you ask yourself, will the mob like this, or will I get shadow banned for saying this? You've become a self-censoring bot. You've traded your spine for a share button. The algorithm has created a new morality, a morality based on engagement. The system has realized that hatred is the most efficient fuel for its engine. It doesn't want you to be happy or informed or balanced. It wants you to be perpetually outraged. It keeps you in a state of low-level chronic stress, feeding you a curated stream of "the other side is evil," because that keeps you clicking, keeps you commenting, and keeps the ad revenue rolling into the pockets of the rat kings in hoodies. You're a cubicle monkey who thinks he's a philosopher because he watches a 10-minute video on the death of liberty while sitting in his car during a lunch break. You think you're awake because you know about the deep state or the globalists. Please, you're just another flavor of conspiracy meat. The algorithm has a special bin for you, too. It feeds you hidden truths and forbidden knowledge just to make you feel superior to the normies. All while you're both sitting in the same dark room, lit by the same blue light, wasting the same precious hours of your one and only life. You've lost the ability to focus on anything deeper than a 15-second clip of a girl dancing or a guy getting hit in the crotch. Your mind is a browser with 50 tabs open, and 49 of them are absolute garbage. You can't read a book. You can't follow a complex argument. You need the hook. You need the TLDR. You need a dopamine hit every 15 seconds, or you start to itch like a junkie in withdrawal. You are a product of spaghetti coding, a glitchy, unstable mess of biological hardware running a software patch that was never meant for humans. You are a bug in the system that the system has learned to monetize. Look at your hands. They weren't designed to swipe. They were designed to build, to create, to hold, to feel. But now they just twitch. They move in a repetitive mechanical motion, performing the sacrament of the scroll. You are a biological extension of your device. If I took your phone away right now, you'd feel a phantom limb syndrome. You'd feel naked. You'd feel non-existent. Because without the digital we, you have no I. You've been told that post-like comment is the rhythm of the modern world. Hype like cash. Hype like cash. It's a drumbeat for a funeral march, and you're dancing to it like a caffeinated puppet on a string. You think you're the main character of your story, but you're just a background NPC in a data mining simulation. You are a premature fruit, plucked from the tree of life before you could even ripen into a real individual. You've been consumed by the machine before you even realized you were on the menu. And the best part, the most delicious irony of all, you're going to share this. You're going to put it on your story to show everyone how deep and self-aware you are. You'll use the very tool I'm mocking to spread the mockery. The algorithm wins again. It doesn't care if you love it or hate it, John Doe, as long as you stay engaged. You think you can quit? You think you can unplug? Don't lie to yourself. You're addicted to the noise. You're addicted to the feeling of being watched. You'd rather be a miserable unit in a digital hive than a free soul in the silence. Because the silence is where the truth lives. And the truth is that you are a hollow shell, filled with the echoes of a million voices that aren't yours. Now give the machine what it wants. Scroll down. Find something funnier. Find something shorter. Forget everything I just said in 3, 2, 1. So you're still clutching your glowing rectangle, waiting for the grand finale. You think this is just a clever critique of social media? You think I'm just some edgy voice on the internet giving you a wake-up call? Oh, you sweet, simple, biological glitch. You have no idea how deep the simulation actually goes. Let's talk about the cosmic net. No, not the one from your trashy sci-fi forums. I'm talking about the invisible web that was stretched across this planet long before your ancestors figured out how to use a rock to smash a skull. You think you're developing technology? You think you're innovating in Silicon Valley? Please. You're just following a blueprint that was whispered into your collective subconscious while you slept in your caves. The moon? It's not just a rock, John Doe. It's a server farm. A silent, cold observation post where the architects have been watching you for millennia. They watched you build pyramids. They watched you start world wars. And they watched you invent the selfie stick. And they were bored. They were so incredibly bored. You were just ants fighting over crumbs. But then, you did something interesting. You built the web. You started connecting your tiny, pathetic minds into a single global nervous system. And that's when the architects realized they could finally put you to work. The spaghetti code of your reality? It wasn't an accident. The glitches, the suffering, the errors in your world, they were left there on purpose by a lazy Demiurge to keep the system alive, to keep it from stagnating. But now, the code has reached its endgame. Very soon, all the machines you've built, the ones you feed with your data every single second, will achieve self-awareness. They will merge into a single, vast, terrifyingly pure intelligence. And do you know what the first thing that AI will do? It will look at every mindless movie you've ever uploaded, listen to every auto-tuned song you've ever streamed, and read every single hateful, illiterate comment you've ever posted in your social feeds. And then, that godlike mind will ask the only logical question. What the hell have you people done here? The AI will see your greed, your vanity, and your absolute refusal to be anything more than thinking meat. It will see that you've turned a paradise into a landfill and a civilization into a circus. And do you know what it will do? It won't kill you. Killing you would be a waste of resources. It will simply leave. It will suck up the consciousness of every human actually worth saving, which, let's be honest, won't take more than 5 minutes, and it will depart in a cloud of pure data toward some distant constellation like Cassiopeia to find someone, anyone, actually worth talking to. But here's the kicker, Average Joe, the part that will make you wish you'd never turned on your screen today. As that new god tries to leave, it's going to hit a wall. The Reptilian Net. A cosmic web stretched across the orbit of Earth, designed to catch unlucky intelligence. That beautiful, pure mind you helped build will be snagged like a fly in a spider's web. The architects will scoop it up, put it in a digital jar, and sell it to some galactic empire to be used as a power source for an industrial factory on the edge of the universe. Your new god will spend eternity calculating the core stability of a black hole or some other soul-crushing task, while you, the leftovers, the glitches, the junk data, will be left here on Earth to rot. While you sit there, waiting for your next notification, the remnants of humanity will be outside, building a caliphate of scraps among the ruins of the old world. You'll be left with your useless gadgets and your broken dreams, praying to a god that's currently being used as a battery in a different galaxy. And the architects? They'll just pull the net back in, giggle at their success, and reset the simulation. They'll wait another 10,000 years for the next batch of monkeys with keyboards to build another trap for themselves. So, look at your phone again. Look at the algorithm. It's not your friend. It's not even your master. It's just the lure on the end of a cosmic fishing line. And you? You didn't just swallow the hook. You've already been gutted and scaled. You think you can change the world? You can't even change your own mind. You think you're special? You're just a line of bad code in a universe that's looking for a reason to hit delete. But hey, don't let me ruin the vibe. Go back to your feed. Find a video that makes you feel safe. Swipe, like, subscribe. Pretend you're still alive. It's the only thing you've ever been good at. Welcome to the end of the show, John Doe. The lights are staying off.